5 Welsh children share the dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer. They've all given up normal teenage life to attend ballet school.
You need to be passionate about it. You need to really want it.
In this series, we follow them through 1 year at the school. A year full of testing situations.
Is it hurting? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a bit of pain. It's just really annoying. I can't really relax my foot properly yet.
The school demands complete dedication from these young lives, and they have all made sacrifices.
I kind of feel a bit guilty. They have to sell the house so I can come here. But I'm kind of glad that they did it so I can try to fulfill my dream.
And by the end of the year, only 2 of the 5 will still remain at the ballet school.
Children to come to the stage. Your call, please, for the children. Thank you.
It's the start of the new school year at Elmhurst School for Dance, tucked away in a quiet corner of Birmingham. Children from all over the world come here in the hope of making it as top-class ballet dancers. The autumn term means they've got a full year of this tough regime ahead, and already the demands are taking their toll.
We got the bus at 7 o'clock this morning, and then breakfast is 7 till 8, so we'll eat at about 8:30.
We start school at 20 to 9.
We have to do 4.5 hours of ballet and, 5 hours of academic work as well.
I finish at 6:05, so it's a long day.
Physically and mentally tired.
Absolutely shattered.
Tiring and get very hungry. Since I came here, I have been eating quite a lot more. It's very nice, but I can't feel my mum.
This year will define the futures of all our young dancers and determine which of them will pursue their dream of dancing professionally. Dominic Handford is from Swansea and is having to celebrate his 13th birthday away from home. His family were desperate for him to come here to fulfil his dream of becoming a ballet dancer.
Okay, so we'll have a happy birthday now. Happy birthday, Dominic.
Dominic's route into ballet was far from usual.
I watched a programme once I was a little kid called and Ballerina, and I suddenly got interested into that. I like the idea of the boys in the background, the boy mice in the background dancing, so I wanted to start dancing.
But standing out from the crowd meant things weren't always easy for Dominic.
Happy birthday to you! Everyone was keep on calling me ballet boy, and they was keep on acting all silly, pretending to do ballet moves and all that. And then I just felt like I can't do it if that's how people's going to treat me. Then I got over that and I ignored them and all that, which I'm glad that I did that because I ended up here.
But Dominic's passion alone couldn't secure his future as a dancer. His father's earnings as a lorry driver were not enough to meet the fees, so his parents took the extraordinary step of selling the family home so that Dominic could go to ballet school.
I kind of feel a bit guilty about that, but I'm kind of glad that they did it so I can come here as well. So I'm kind of glad but disappointed. Disappointed that I made them sell the house so I can come here. Because they sold the house so I can come here, but then if I don't become a famous old ballet dancer when I'm older, I'll feel kind of miserable because I made them sell a house for me to go and try to fulfill my dream.
Because it's his birthday, Dominic makes sure he talks to his mum.
Put on? Yes.
Yeah, how good. How you get on?
It's really fun. Really. Yeah. Mr. Hampson said I was doing quite good.
Okay, you're doing very nice with everything, right? Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
5, 6, 7, 8.
But Dominic is not the only one with something to celebrate. Good news has come through for another Welsh pupil. It's the results of an audition with the Birmingham Royal Ballet.
We have big news.
Huh?
Not them your big news.
Well, I'm in the Nutcracker with the BRB.
His mummy has...
Joseph Fawcett is 11 years old and from near Welshpool in Powys. Getting the news is exciting, but the daunting prospect of performing with a professional company like the Birmingham Royal Ballet means that nerves soon start to surface. So Joseph seeks advice from his roommate.
It's really nerve-wracking, but after the first few seconds it kicks in that you've with a really great company and you're performing in a great cast.
But weren't you still nervous after that?
No, after your first performance you're not really that nervous.
Do you just enjoy it?
Yeah, just enjoy it more than be nervous. Even though you're in front of thousands of people out there. I think there's something nearly 3,000 out there.
3,000.
One, two, step, brush, 1, 2.
Being away from home has special significance for Joseph because up until now he's been home tutored. So this is his very first taste of formal education.
I have been a bit homesick recently just because I'm so tired. It's just the constant routine doing everything, every week, the same routine. I just get a bit tired and a bit fed up. I usually feel homesick just in the evenings because you're not at home, you're not in your own bed. You can't go and have a shower in your own shower. You just feel fed up and you have to realise that you've been at work all again the next day, doing everything. So you just feel tired and can't be bothered.
1, 2, 3. 7. Hey, listen to the music. 3.
I mean, it's not as bad as it sort of sounds. Once I've called my parents in the evening, I feel better. And I realise that I can go home, maybe the next weekend or maybe 2 weekends later. So that's fine. I usually just get through it. You're so busy, quite a lot of the time you just forget it.
Michael Harris is 15 and from Barry in South Wales. Today is his first pas de deux class, which is the crucial moment when men and women dance together.
Feeling that your hands on her hips.
At first, Michael struggled with the demands of life at Elmhurst and took some time to settle in.
With the left and...
I didn't understand fully, really, what vocational meant. And then come the end of year 8 and then year 9, I really understood that this is what I want to do in the future. So I really put my head to it and I enjoy it. So that's when I sort of found out that's what I want to do.
Because you've got to be firm for your girl. But just go onto your demi-point with your back foot. Yeah, I wouldn't say point.
The school's artistic director, Desmond Kelly, was an internationally renowned principal dancer who partnered such stars as Dame Margot Fontaine.
And if the girl falls over, she's not on balance. And one other thing I'd like you to remember, guys, she'll probably have a tutu on. So you cannot stand too close. You have to leave room for the tutu in front of you. Don't be frightened. Grip. Okay? If she looks ugly, you're not partnering correctly. Be a bit like that. She has to look gorgeous. That's your job. You're there to make her look gorgeous.
Okay.
Whilst Michael is a talented dancer, he has a petite physique, which could be a cause for concern, as one of the crucial male roles is to offer support to the ballerina. But today has gone as well as can be expected for a first lesson.
So I didn't think I was going to drop her, but I thought I might have made mistakes, but everyone makes mistakes. So it was really good, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Help me.
As the artistic director said, dance is about man and woman, so it's quite important, yeah.
Rebecca Hoare is from Chepstow, and at 16, she's done well enough to beat off tough competition and get into the 6th form at Elmhurst. Now she's just one step away from her dream career as a professional ballerina.
It's always competitive. I was a little girl who wanted to do ballet, I suppose, and then stuck with it, really. Most people dropping out, get into teenage years and stuff, so But yeah, stayed all the way through, and then I started going to a few more dance schools on top to try and get the hours in.
Rebecca attended the local comprehensive in Chepstow and was fitting in ballet in the evenings and weekends before her talent was spotted.
You need to be passionate about it. You need to really want it. Otherwise, you have no motivation at all. Because when you're really, really tired, you don't feel like you could do another class or whatever. You have to have that little kick to be able to do it, I suppose. Yeah, you just got to really want it.
This standard isn't achieved without sacrifices. Being a normal teenager is hard to fit in around the demands of the life Rebecca has chosen. The formality is part of the system here and would be alien to most teenagers.
You have to be completely self-disciplined. The regime is incredible. You cannot suddenly decide one day, I'm not going to do class today. It has to be physical from early morning until, for professionals, till late at night, 10:30 at night. So just thinking about that day's work, imagine the discipline that has to go into that. So we try at the school to teach them that discipline from the very, very beginning.
Rebecca is only just back to dance after having a flare-up of an old recurring injury to her ankle, which is causing complications.
I was getting pain, and that's why I had to stop again in different parts of my foot, but it's all fine. It was just compensation from the ankle.
Reach, legs starting, energy starting down from the waist.
The strain that the body can be put under in ballet is a powerful force. To counter that, incredible strength has to be developed.
Obviously, if you're working the muscles over and over again, they're going to get stronger as long as you're doing it in the right way. So you have to keep your abs up. And then the glutes and all the top of the legs, that's a lot for turnout, which is obviously ballet's all turned out.
And up.
Keeping your feet so they are in a turned out position is central to ballet, but it's not natural, so training is essential.
Normally, if you were standing straight, you'd stand in parallel. Whereas in ballet, we force the body to be in a distorted position, which we're not made for that. So we have to train all the muscles and ourselves to work like that.
And up. Good girls, good. That looks as though it's got much more control.
A month into the term, and whilst the studios are full of pupils rehearsing, Adam Russell-Jones, who's 15 and from Cardiff, is unable to dance with the others. He has a serious injury to his ankle that has lasted for well over a year and has left him questioning his future.
Well, I certainly don't know if this is the right path for me, you know. I don't know if I really fancy this life. I might want to go to university, which is really appealing, and do a degree in something and then get just a normal job, you know, doing something. But then I think the appeal of ballet is that it's not a job that's normal. You know, you go in and you're working hard, it's physical work. You're not sitting at a desk writing paperwork, which is what I never really wanted to do. I'm starting to get a bit of ice burn there, if you can see that. A little bit. It gets colder and colder every time I put it in, and the pain gets worse and worse every time I take it out.
Yes, injuries are an intrinsic part of being a dancer. It's like being an athlete. They have to face the possibility that they will be injured, but they have to work so hard, physically hard all the time, that it's inevitable in a way that something gives. And they deal with it very well, actually. I wonder whether, in fact, that it prepares them in a way for what's going to happen later.
Your Advanced Foundation exam has been scheduled for the 18th of November 2009 at 11:20. It will be held at the Dance Exchange Birmingham Hippodrome stage door. Please aim to arrive and be dressed in examination uniform approximately 30 minutes before your examination. We would like to take this opportunity to wish you good luck in your examination.
Today is a big day for Michael, as he's taking his Royal Academy of Dance exam.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm just a bit nervous, really, but yeah, should be good. Well, you feel nervous when you first go in, but then after you start dancing, you just get used to it all, and then you start relaxing a bit.
As Michael is in year 11, he faces a year full of exams which will decide his future. Because he comes from a specialist ballet school and has professional ambitions, he has very high expectations of himself today.
You just feel that you just can't do a thing wrong, like you can't have a finger or a hair out of place, like everything has to be perfect. And that's what puts a lot of pressure on you, just them watching you, knowing that. As I'm doing my homework, academic homework, I'll be quite stressed out and then can get down to a studio. And then once I get into the studio, I don't really feel that stressed out because it's sort of dancing like relaxes me, takes everything off my mind. It can be frustrating as well, like if you're trying to do something and you just can't do it. But then if you're like really stressed and stuff, it's really nice just to let it all out and you dance. Well, the main keys to perform, I think, really. So as soon as you walk in, you just got to put your performing face on.
Oh, boys, do you want to peel off your sweats and we'll go through now, OK? So we've just got to wait for the bell now. It's probably the most nerve-wracking part. Here we go. OK, have fun. Big smiles. Fingers crossed.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good. It went well.
It's so hot in there, isn't it?
Yeah. The only time I got a little bit nervous was when we did the free. Is it the free?
You do a free on Shaman and she makes something up for you, and she said something which we don't call it at school, so we got a bit confused with the step.
Oh, she said.
We did it in the end.
Yeah. I thought I did really well. That's the best I could do. Let's give it 100%, and just hopefully I get the grades of it.
Michael was later to find out he'd passed the exam with distinction. It's a great day for Adam. After injuries that stretch back over a year, he's finally back dancing.
What's unique about him, and actually that anybody wanting to succeed in this profession, is that he has that drive to keep himself motivated, even in the worst of times, to keep a plan going, and he's managed to do that. So we had a discussion at the beginning of the year. He was concerned himself and then was questioning whether this was all worth it, whether he should stick to it. And we talked about him having to, one, keep his focus, but we talked about that if he did do that, that he would have that ability to quickly recover what was lost in that time, and he's managed to do that.
Yeah, it was okay. A bit hard to begin with. Slowly getting better and easier, which is the main thing.
Working with the support of the bar is one thing, but Adam has to put more pressure on his ankle as he gets back to dancing.
That's right, Adam. That's what you need to do. You need to approach everything for a while now with that. It's not being safe, it's being refined and exact with what you do, yeah? Yum, pa, pa. Ta, ta,
Yeah, it is quite nice to be back. It's a bit strange still. It's sort of taking getting used to, really. I guess when I first got the injury, I wanted to be back within a week. They told me I'd be back within a week, but I guess not. So obviously I just kept thinking, I guess my drive was sort of like, oh, it'll just be next week. No, it'll be next week. I'll start next week. I guess that's what just kept me going, the thought that I was going to be getting back quick. But it's been a long, long process. much longer than I anticipated.
When you start thinking about the height and speed and everything like that, we start forgetting about that. Yeah, let's start again. Yeah, 8, and then 1, 2,
He's
3,
done
4,
well,
5,
but he
6,
knows
7,
that when the
close
pain
it.
starts to get too much, it's time to stop.
Yeah, be careful then.
Yeah, I was in a bit of pain at the end. I haven't really been doing turns for that long, so it's been difficult getting back because it's still really weak, my foot. And so I'm just sort of waiting now, I'm doing loads of rising and stuff. It's all pretty boring. But slowly, I'm getting back. There'll probably be a few more weeks yet before I'm fully doing everything.
It's a huge night for Joseph Fawcett. It's coming up for Christmas, and after weeks of rehearsals, the Birmingham Royal Ballet's performance of Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Suite is being performed nightly at the Hippodrome. For Joseph and his friends, this is a thrilling taste of the life of a professional dancer.
First of all, we get changed, then we put our makeup on. We have the half-hour calls and quarter-hour calls and things. It's really great watching all the freshman dancers around the place. You get to sort of see what the life of a ballet dancer would be.
This production of The Nutcracker costs in excess of £1 million to stage. Over the course of the run, over 40,000 people will get to see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call for the children to come to the stage. Your call, please, for the children. Thank you.
Right, now you're switching it on now.
The Nutcracker is a traditional Christmas story. Joseph plays the part of a child who's invited to a festive celebration where magical events occur. There's no let-up for Joseph, as he will have to perform the same role every night for nearly 3 weeks.
We go down stage at the beginner's call and everyone's warming up. We go for standby. Then the overture starts and then we go on stage and just begin. It's the fireplace here, where the granny and grandpa sit around here, doing their knitting and stuff. This is the stairs where we sit watching some dances. When you are on stage, you sort of have to act quite a lot. It's quite funny, you know, you just have to sort of act a completely different person. The best bit of the evening is probably the dance, when we actually get to dance on stage. When you're actually dancing, you just sort of let go in a way. You just feel really good. It's like you're in a completely different world. It was very exciting to be in the Nutcracker. Yeah, I think it has helped my confidence.
With the Nutcracker over for another night and Christmas holidays nearly here, there's just one more big event in the ballet school calendar, and it's a very special one. It's a day of high security and high excitement at Elmhurst.
Good afternoon, Elmhurst School for Dance.
It's approaching the end of the first term, and the school has been spruced up for a special occasion. Every pupil in the school will be taking part in a gala performance, and amongst those watching will be a very special guest. Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall, is the school's patron, and her presence today heightens the atmosphere surrounding the end-of-term show.
Well, it's such a good experience for them. You know, they don't get opportunities very often to perform, and this is a really good opportunity with a full house, lovely patrons out front. So it's experience for them that they don't normally get. And this, especially in this week, because they've had the rehearsals, this is the final week of term, and Christmas coming up. So this is all piling up with the excitement of the children.
After the show, there's a chance to meet the royal guest.
Sort of holding my tummy, nervous in the wing. Yeah, it was quite exciting on stage for me.
Even if you don't get to talk to her, the fact you've seen a royal, it's always something exciting.
She seems like a nice, normal person that you just meet in the street.
Rebecca is picked out for a chat by the royal patron.
She just came out and she was saying thank you a lot for the performance, and she's asking what year I was in, and yeah, stuff like that, like what we'd be doing this year.
It's really good. It's a good experience as well. It's good for like your career as well, really. Just saying that you danced in front of royalty and stuff.
Goodbye. That was quite exciting.
It went amazing, absolutely amazing. Not a hitch, it just went brilliantly. I'm so pleased, and the kids are pleased too. And what an ending for the term.
Next time, the weather plays havoc with the start of a new term. Michael gets to the final of a solo performance competition. And Dominic's future is in the balance as his family struggle to pay the fees.
And that's at the earlier time of 7 o'clock next week here on BBC Two Wales.
We're looking at past cases from the University Hospital of Wales.
Just like last time, we've run out of parrots, so we can't take your leg off.
A trek across a trio of valleys with Julia Bradbury and Wainwright Walks in 30 minutes. Before that, on BBC Two Wales, testing times at the ballet school.
Five Welsh children share the dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer. They have all given up normal teenage life to attend ballet school.
It's quite exciting for it, really. The whole thing just gets your heart going.
In this series, we follow them through 1 year at the school. A year full of testing situations.
Adam, you have blood on your mouth if you cut your lip.
I don't know about dance. Don't know whether to carry on with it or not. I'll have to decide pretty soon.
The school demands complete dedication from these young lives, and they have all made sacrifices.
It's sad if we have to leave.
And by the end of the year, only 2 of the 5 will still remain at the ballet school.
Children to come to the stage. Your call, please, for the children. Thank you.
It's the first day of spring term at Elmhurst School for Dance in Birmingham, but the weather still thinks it's winter. Elmhurst is a school with nearly 200 fanatical ballet students in residence, which means they are willing to do anything they can to battle through the elements to get here.
School is open. We've got about 100 pupils, as we understand, have made it so far. We're going ahead with assembly and into classes as planned.
Some of the pupils who are amongst the first back have come from Wales, like 13-year-old Dominic Hanford from Swansea, who became inspired to be a ballet dancer after watching cartoons of Angelina Ballerina. Dominic's dad is a lorry driver, and the family didn't have the ready cash to pay the school fees, so they went to extraordinary lengths to enable Dominic to pursue his dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer.
When he got a place here, he got it unfunded, so we've had to pay for it ourselves. And I'm not on a very large salary, and we had to sell our house to raise some capital, which has given him all of last year and up until the end of this term coming.
This is crunch time for Dominic. The sale of the house has given him a great opportunity, but the money runs out at the end of this spring term. So this could be the end of all Dominic's aspirations for his career as a ballet dancer. But for all that, the family are still positive.
I know people say it's a sacrifice, but I've never thought of it as a sacrifice. I just, I carry on living my life as normal and just hope the money comes from somewhere.
The family are desperately looking for another ballet school that might give Dominic a funded place. If they don't succeed, Dominic will have to go to the local comprehensive back home in Wales.
We've told him since he started that this would be on the card, so he knows it's coming. He's known since he started that it's a probability rather than a possibility, so he's been prepared for it. But emotionally, I think he is quite upset about it.
I don't want to leave because I'll miss all my friends, and it's the best school I've been to. I've got good friends here. I like the way that they teach the academics, and they're not as harsh as where my sister and brothers go.
Adam Russell-Jones is 15 and from Cardiff, and is one of the brave souls who has made it through the blizzard conditions. But many of the teachers are snowbound, so stand-ins take their place.
There's just 4 of us. I know I'm not your regular teacher to the class, but I'm hoping that we enjoy our first lesson back together today.
Down the corridor, the disruption caused by the weather means that 2 classes have been joined into one.
The girls' teacher could not make it in this morning, so the classes have combined because half the boys haven't made it back to school either.
Normally, boys and girls are not taught together because they train their muscles in different ways to reflect their roles in ballet.
Throw. So start again, 4-1.
Back in Adam's class, Mr. Griffiths is keen to warm up any muscles frozen by the weather. And his unusual methods are causing a stir amongst the boys.
Okay, here comes the sprint. And go, try and get past me. Ah, you undertaker. Oh no! Try to catch up with Adam. Adam's the one to beat.
Rebecca Hoare from Chepstow is 16, and as a sixth former, she no longer has to live on campus and enjoys the freedom of living in rented lodgings off-site.
Well, on weeknights we have to be in for registration at 8 o'clock. That's when you make your way back. Like, that's mainly if you stayed later and to the studios or something. And then on a weekend we have to be in by 10:30, but then we don't have a curfew or anything. Whereas, like last year, we'd be told you have to go to bed at this time, but we don't anymore. How are you, darling? Obviously, it's different to what a lot of people are doing nowadays on a Saturday night, but I'd rather give this up to get to where I want to get to rather than have a normal life, because you can't get into it later. It's a lot harder. So if you want this, then that's what you've got to do. So but you can live later on, can't you?
Combination of both?
Yeah. This is my bed, my side of the room. These are pictures of just like friends and family from at home, a few holidays and stuff. And if you're asking about the socks, it's a girl who left. She's one of our mates, so because she had the skankiest feet ever. They were like pure smelly and crusty. We put some socks on.
The girls aren't encouraged to throw wild parties, but tonight they're playing host to an infestation of ladybirds.
We keep saying the room's only made for 2 and there's like 30 people in here. I'm joking. No, we hoovered them all up. It's because it's warm in here, and they were all like mating nests in the corners, and now I think they're coming out of the lamp. They land on you. You're walking about and it lands here and you can see it and you're like, I slapped myself so hard.
Despite the invasion, Rebecca enjoys getting away from the rules and regulations of school.
The freedom aspects of it, we all enjoy more, I think, yeah, definitely. I went to a normal school from year 7, 8 and 9, and then came in year 9 and 10. And there was a big difference. Just things like, because in a normal school you'd finish at like 3 o'clock. We're going on for like hours after that, and then usually we'd stay behind at the studio anyway to practice longer, get up earlier. So I don't know, it's a lot longer hours, and obviously in a normal school you'd have more academic lessons, whereas we only have 1 or 2 a day, and then it's all dance because we kind of know what we want already. There's a lot of like my friends back at home and stuff, they've got no idea still. They're just studying to get some qualifications and then see what happens. So it's a bit weirder because we know what we want to do, hopefully.
It's 2 weeks into the spring term and time for one of the highlights of the year, the school solo competition. For Michael Harris from Barry in South Wales, it's a real opportunity to shine. This is a showcase for talent and a chance to spot potential solo stars of the future. At 16, Michael is still petite, which means his talents need to be particularly virtuoso if he's going to blaze a path in ballet.
Well, I mean, it's such a nerve-wracking experience for them, it really is. They hardly ever have the opportunity to perform in front of an audience. Suddenly they're confronted by a big bad wolf, and they have to produce the goods, because they know if they don't, they get crossed off the list and then don't appear in the final. And they're desperate to get in, not to win the prize, but to get the experience of performing. That's what they're hungry for. And you know they're judging, all the audience judging, well, she's better than her, and that's invariably why they don't dance as well as they have done in rehearsal rooms. Except occasionally, having said that, there are personalities that extra zip and adrenaline makes an enormous difference. They're born performers.
To be honest, I'm not actually that worried. I'm more excited, if anything, just to get it over and done with.
Michael takes to the stage to see if he can earn his place on that all-important list of those in the final.
Been practicing quite a lot, so just to get it out and stuff like that should be good. It's jumping a lot, so you need a lot of stamina for these type of things. I thought I did well. I thought I could have done better, but you always think that a lot of it could have been a little bit cleaner, but you just work on that in the night time and stuff like that. Like tonight, I'll probably work on it.
Fortunately, Michael's performance has come up to Mr. Kelly's exacting standards.
It was exciting before I went in, as I said, but now it's over and done with, you feel like relieved because you got one thing over and done with.
With all of you, it's like, as the last second approaches, it's all the attack that you've had in the solo. You've done all these cabrios and double tours and pirouettes and everything. It's like, I've done the solo, now it's finished. No. It must be like, grab it. Grab the balls. Jump farther! Oh, what about that? I mean it. You have to have that much guts and energy at the end. You have to make the go, oh my God. Go away, have a good dinner, and think about what I said. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.
At the tender age of 15, Adam Russell-Jones has already had to cope with an ankle injury that lasted for over a year, and he's only just able to dance again. This year he's taking his GCSE dance exam, which means he gets to choreograph and dance a piece of his own making.
Really, the choreography is what you're being marked upon. So remember, Adam's dance is based upon the idea of bipolar, which is somebody that has two sides to their personality.
I thought it was a good subject. It's really dramatic. Lots of people suffer from it, and it's kind of in the media a lot as well. Lots of celebrities, people that you wouldn't really expect to have some sort of like illness like it. So I thought it's a very sort of now kind of topic that people need to be aware of, because people probably won't notice it, and obviously in my piece I do sort of go the full way, and it does go to the extremes of what could happen, but I thought it'd be a really dramatic piece, so that's what I wanted. I sort of see it as manic depression, so, or where they have these really amazing ups and they're really energetic, but then they'll go really, really low down and it becomes suicidal, and I just wanted to show the contrast between them.
As a performer, Adam is totally involved in his performance all the time. And because of that, he's taken the character to the fullest. One of the actions is that he's scratching up his arm. And because of his nails, maybe he has small nails, maybe he has big nails, but for some reason he scratches it totally. And therefore, a bit like, I suppose, if you have a slap across the face, he's got the mark to prove it. Adam, you have blood on your mouth. If you cut your lip, you know, you look like you're really getting very, very close to your arms. You see how you're making lines. You're making it too realistic, I think, at times. Adam has made a fantastic piece of work. There is nothing more you can ask of somebody who's aged 15, doing GCSE dance a year earlier than students would in an ordinary state school. And Adam really has potential as a choreographer and as a performer.
Despite getting 92% in his exam, Adam is still agonising about his future.
I don't think I'd become a contemporary dancer, maybe a choreographer more. But I don't know about dance yet. Still making this decision. So I don't know whether to carry on with it or not. I'll have to decide pretty soon. Otherwise it's just a waste, so.
And 1, 5th, and 3. Close 4.
On top of all Dominic's worries about money, he also needs to be dancing at his best if he's going to win a place at another school. But being a grown teenager makes the art of ballet all the more difficult and unpredictable.
Rond de jambe, 1. Pressure to the first, feel the floor. 3, 4.
Dominic's year 8, so they go through that stage of being that young of growth spurts. Their coordination goes on their turns or something like that. Coordination-wise, that is a hard thing for fellas, and Dominic has grown.
No sickled feet, Dominic. Come on. And 1.
It was wonderful when we got Dominic into the school because this child has a passion, huge passion, for dance. Now, this boy's had no balletic background at all, not been exposed to anything like that. And we recognise that spark. But we also recognise that Dominic has an awful lot of catching up to do.
Dominic, yeah, your arms must come from your back. Yeah, when you're coming up to first position here. Yeah, your arms are coming from your shoulders, so it's like turned in. Yeah, you know, he's kind of middle range, but hopefully we will see that progress, but probably very gradual with Dominic. It will take a bit longer. Yeah, as much as you can. That's better, all right? Yes? Yes. Okay.
Dominic is back in Wales for a rare weekend home. After selling their house, the family moved into his grandmother's place in Swansea.
And this is my idiotic brother Charles, and he's 8. This is Connor, he is 6. And this is Yasmin, my 9 sister. She is 14, 15, 15.
Dominic's father has always been more than happy to support his son's dreams.
Turn out, straighties.
I've got no personal interest in ballet. Like I said, if he's happy doing it, that's what makes him happy, well, I'm happy that he's happy.
Second.
Where we're at now is the money we raised has run out now. He's on his last term. So we're trying all the other schools now, trying to get him a place in them with funding.
There we are, good boy.
If it doesn't work out this year, he can keep auditioning, he can keep practicing and everything. He's had a lot of experience from the school, you know, so he's got that to work on. So he's got the basics to work on, so he can always carry on, keep trying, and then hopefully that he'll get somewhere in the end.
Bend over, okay. Touch the floor, touch the floor, touch the floor, touch.
If he gets a career out of it, it's all been worthwhile. If he doesn't, at least we know we've tried our best. If any of the others decide they want to do something, as long as if we can do it, we'll do the same for them. It's, and Unfortunately, finances these days aren't good.
The decision to move in order to support Dominic has had a huge impact on all their lives. In Yasmin's case, it meant she had to change school.
I'm happy for him that he's settled in that school, because I don't think he'd mix well in comprehensive. But I moved schools to Pontarddulais comprehensive, but I didn't like it there. I missed all my friends and everything. So now I have to catch a bus every morning, and it takes an hour to get there, and then it takes an hour to get back afterwards, and I don't get home sometimes till 6 o'clock. So it's a bit awkward.
With the money running out, it's now Dominic who has to face the worry of moving schools.
I've got really nice friends up there, and it feels really homely, so I'd be quite sad if I have to leave. In the future I could go to another ballet school, and I could become a professional dancer, carry on through that school, so the future could still be good for me.
It's the end of January and the final of the solo dance competition. 37 young dancers are keen to win the main prize. Behind the scenes, Michael is amongst the finalists warming up and going through their routines one last time. He knows that this is the kind of pressure he will face as a professional dancer.
That's what you'll be doing on stage, so you just got to get used to it now at a young age. It's just stamina. You have to do a lot of jumps and stuff like that, so the whole thing just gets your heart going, so it's quite exciting for it, really.
Today's probably the highlight of the students' year, because they get to do a solo competition. And they each rehearse a solo for weeks and weeks before. And suddenly, they're on stage, in theatre light, with an audience out there who are actually watching them doing their mistakes and things, and inevitably they get so nervous. But it's a really, really important part of their education.
Michael Harris, a solo from the Peasant Padida, Giselle, Act 1.
Although it will be the judges who make the final decision, the dancers know that everyone in the audience is an expert and will spot even the smallest mistake. With his performance over, Michael can do no more to influence the judges. All that's left is to wait and see what their decision will be.
For the Year 11 boys, the winner is Matthew Knight.
Michael didn't carry off the prize tonight, but just making it to the final means he's amongst the best in the school.
Oh well. Well done, Jim. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Yeah, good for your hard work as well.
He knows every experience in front of a live audience is to be cherished and will prove invaluable for his future dancing career. Dominic's weekends have become a trek across the country from one ballet school to the next in the hope of finding a new place with funding.
I picked Dominic up Friday from Birmingham, So we had to drive from South Wales to Birmingham, then from Birmingham down to Eastbourne, then from Eastbourne back to Bristol, then from Bristol up to Chester, and when we finish, I'm going to take him back to Birmingham and then drive back to South Wales.
Today, Dominic and his father have come to the Hampson School in Chester.
Hello. What's your name? Dominic Hanford.
He will be auditioning against children from all over Britain for one of the coveted places here.
It's a lot of hard work. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But we're committed now. We're committed to Dominic, so we'll just try our best and hopefully we'll get somewhere.
While Dominic does his audition, his father is given a tour of the impressive facilities with the other parents. He knows the school would be ideal for Dominic and can only hope that his son's audition is going well.
Fine. Haven't messed up yet.
Having survived the morning session, it's time for the difficult solo piece. This is the chance to put all the experience he has gained at Elmhurst into practice. This is what all the hours of training and thousands of pounds have been for. If he gets it right, then he will be one step closer to fulfilling his dream.
I'm not feeling nervous. Like I said, at the end of the day, what will be will be. It's up to him. I can't do anything about it. It's all entirely down to him. So hopefully he's doing everything right.
Dominic's audition is over, but he thinks he's made a mistake in one of his pieces.
I went 1, 2, she went 3, 4. So it basically looked like it went wrong, and I also did. So yeah.
Dominic goes back into the empty studio to see for himself if he can get the piece right without the pressure of the audition panel.
I know that they can be a bit picky and all the posture and all that, so height difference and all that. So I want to get into one with full funding, and if I get into one with full funding, then I'm fine. If I get into none, then I'll be a bit upset, but Fine.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very good?
Yeah.
So, extremely good?
Yeah.
Good.
Dominic is putting on a brave face, but now all he can do is make the long journey back to Elmhurst and hope that he has done enough to win a place at a new school in September. Next week, it's the crucial assessments when futures are decided. Rebecca succeeds in jumping into the arms of a boy, and there's mixed emotions at Dominic's leaving party.
And that's at the same time next week here on BBC Two Wales. Whilst next we're off on a trek across a trio of valleys with Julia Bradbury and Wainwright Walks.
Getting tougher and tougher at the ballet school.
5 Welsh children share the dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer. They have all given up normal teenage life to attend ballet school.
You want to show them what you got, really, and you just want to really show off, because that's what it's all about.
In this series, we followed them through 1 year at the school, a year full of testing situations.
The point work section, where you have to dance right on your toes, that was hard for my ankle, and that didn't go very well at all.
The school demands complete dedication from these young lives, and they have all made sacrifices.
After a while, you start to feel like everyone around you is part of your family.
And by the end of the year, only 2 of the 5 will remain at the ballet school.
Gentlemen, this is a call for the children to come to the stage. Your call, please, for the children. Thank you.
It's February, and the spring term is in full swing at Elmhurst School for Dance in Birmingham. The school offers places to 200 of the most gifted and dedicated young dancers in the UK. One of them is Rebecca Hall from Chepstow, At 16, she's in the 6th form, so is now preparing herself for the daunting life of a professional ballerina.
As they prepare with them, yeah? As though you're going to do the pas de chat yourselves. Get underneath. Use your legs for the lifting.
Rebecca's class have a very special guest teacher. He's Robert Parker, principal dancer with the Birmingham Royal Ballet.
Listen to the music, and up. Excellent. They're all so much higher.
It's good fun. It's, for the girls, it's more just learning to hold positions. It's more for the boys to learn techniques and stuff because they're the one who have to support you.
This is what we'd call the pas de deux class. This is training the youngsters to work together, male and female partnership like you would see, you know, Margot Fonteyn and Rudolf Nureyev. So what I'm doing is giving them the basic sort of bread and butter partnering skills, if you like, that is going to be expected of them and that appear in just about all the classical ballets. Now you're going to do an entrelacé, or grand jeté en tournant, and you're going to catch them, guys. All right? It's very important, your right hand. It's all in your right hand, yeah? All right. Okay, better, better. That's it. Okay. If you kick the guy, it's his fault. He shouldn't be in the way.
Professional ballet is supposed to look graceful, elegant, and above all, effortless. But in order to achieve all this, each dancer needs to spend thousands of hours practicing, and there's bound to be more than a few little mistakes along the way.
You're giggling before you've even got going, before you've even started. They make a whole array of mistakes. We all do as professionals. We all make mistakes. I mean, it's all about learning. It's trial and error. Now, what are you doing? Leg down, leg down. Oh. A lot of you're just like, oh yeah, a sack of spuds. Yeah, all right, okay. They do tend to get a little bit giggly, but then as professionals, so do we now and again. Okay. I'm sure if they fancy their partner, I'm sure you do get a little bit of, you know, giggling going on. And of course, it's a tactile profession. You know, your hands have to go into places that in the real world, you know, would be considered a little bit faux pas. But hey, this is ballet. You know, it's this is what we do, and it's you get used to having to have that close contact, and you know, you've got to get over the shyness. It's a physical profession at the end of the day.
You have to imagine that there's no one there and you're just doing it normally. Otherwise, you get a bit, I don't know, tentative and don't do things properly, but you're better just doing it as if there was no one there.
When you do something for the first time, you can just see their faces light up with excitement, and that's really nice to see. It gives me a nice warm feeling. Oh, better, yeah. Okay, guys, we've got to finish there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good work. Nice one, Adam. Yeah.
Being in the prestigious 6th form at Elmhurst can help launch young dancers into the professional ballet world. Michael Harris from Barry in South Wales is one pupil who desperately wants one of the limited 6th form places. Michael is 16 and soon will have to audition to decide if he can stay on in the school until 19 or have to leave at the end of the next term.
That's it. Okay, not bad, boys, yes.
It's important because they want to see how much you progress, like, every year. You want to show them what you got, really. So, and there's a lot of people there, and you just want to really show off, because that's what it's all about.
Michael, try it for me. That's better. Go into attitude.
I don't really know how much I'm progressing, hopefully I am. But, yeah, you just feel as if you're just getting older, and you just feel that you're just getting closer and closer to being a professional.
Seesaw and smooth. Good. 5, 6 and smooth. 1. Michael's doing very well. He's very focused. Yes, there's lots of elements that we need to be working on, like with everyone else in the class. But that's good. He keeps going. He is a fighter, Michael. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Any dance exam is not just military. You have to really dance and express yourself So with all the boys, they need to learn that, and boys do find that hard to portray expression, so I have to pull that out of them. Just look like you're enjoying it, okay? All right? Not so... All right, but good boys, not bad at all.
Spring term means just one thing for the pupils of Elmhurst: assessments. Every year, each student at the school has to undergo a nerve-wracking test of skills they have learnt so far.
Over the years, it's become a huge thing, this assessment thing. And for months before, the kids start to get worked up about it. So it's very traumatic for them. They can't sleep at night, they worry about nerves, they start to lose weight, they don't eat.
Rebecca is under extra pressure. She's suffered from an ankle injury in the past and doesn't want this to sabotage the practice she's put in.
It is quite a big deal. It's definitely something we've been working hard for the past, well, since the beginning of the term really, so. It's quite tense, everyone's quite nervous, everyone's a bit, you know. I'm feeling all right. My strength isn't up to scratch yet, but and we should get a letter within about 2 weeks saying whether we have satisfactory or unsatisfactory.
What have we got? Right. So right from the off, present yourselves. You're dancers, yeah? You're very special people, so show them.
Rebecca is able to use the bar for support in the first part of the assessments, but midway through, she has to change ballet shoes for the difficult point section, where she will need to go right up onto her toes with no support.
We've got your point section.
Rebecca is aware that putting too much strain on this persistent injury could mean her ankle getting much worse, but these are the assessments, and she knows how crucial they are. It's quite common for serious injuries to cause major setbacks to promising careers. Rebecca can only hope that her injury hasn't adversely affected her results.
You did yourselves proud. Yeah, you did yourselves proud. I really am pleased with you.
It was all right. I'm glad it's over, but I enjoyed it. I don't feel like I did my best. Due to my strength and my stamina being a bit down, but I think performing it helps as well. I don't know, if you're smiling on top, then sometimes people don't even notice what you're doing, so.
It's half term, and Rebecca is at home in Chepstow, enjoying long lie-ins and pancakes for breakfast.
The last half term, yeah, it's always the most tiring because of appraisals and stuff.
We've got shares in the chocolate spread factory.
You can always tell when it's the end of term because everyone's really tired and you need a break, but it's good to get home.
As well as the relief of getting back to normal life, being at home gives her much-needed healing time for her injury.
I was recovering well, but then over assessment period it got very swollen because the amount we were doing. I think I struggle with the point in the appraisal because I haven't actually had a proper point lesson since May. I might have had one or two this term, but I started point when we came back in January, and then I was thrown straight into the appraisal point work, and I wasn't really strong enough for all that. Because obviously if there is pain then there's something wrong, so you should stop. And generally we do, rather than something getting worse.
But you didn't know?
Not then, no. You can't stop an appraisal.
Training to be a professional ballet dancer means spending most of your time in a leotard. So when she's home, she makes the most of glamming up.
You look like Paris Hilton in those glasses, man.
There's something.
I know, Daddy's got mine.
As well as recuperating, a weekend back in Chepstow also gives Rebecca time to pop into town with her mother for a special treat.
It's nice because we don't have time for ourselves, and we're always in like sloppy clothes all the time, so it's nice to come back and be normal and stuff, I suppose. And we'd never have time up there, apart from maybe a Sunday, to get our nails done or have a haircut or something, so it's nice to come home and be pampered by everyone. I hate it when I've got skanky nails. And I tell all the girls off, for some bite their nails and some bite the skin around it.
Oh yeah,
or
it's
pick
never
it.
good.
Oh. It's always in ballet and I take their hand out of their mouth and then do it.
See you. Bye.
Rebecca is not the only one getting pampered this weekend, as her brother Gareth, who has followed in her footsteps, is home from the Royal Ballet School in London.
She started at 2.5, and then because Gareth was always coming with her to lessons and shows, you know, he started nagging, he wanted to take class, and he started at about 5. Ballet was their real passion, that was what they wanted to really concentrate on. And before I knew it, in the same year, I had 2 children going off to vocational ballet schools.
Having 2 talented dancers at home adds an extra competitive edge to games time.
Watch my nails! Okay. There is a bit of rivalry between the children, but they are very good friends. They're very close. They do squabble like all siblings do. I think everybody sees her as very sunny and outgoing and confident. But I think, if truth be known, her ankle has bothered her probably more than any of us realise. Certainly I didn't realise quite how much it had affected her. And when she went back to dance, I think she was hoping to be able to just fly and work really hard in class, and has been very frustrated. And I think that has knocked her confidence.
The moment Rebecca's been dreading has finally arrived. Her assessment results have come through the post.
We had our letters this week, and I got satisfactory with concerns, so they'll talk through that. When we go back, we'll have meetings and stuff with the staff. The point work section, where you have to dance right on your toes, that was hard for my ankle, and that didn't go very well at all, so I think it's probably that, but we'll find out when we go back.
It's a night out for years 7 and 8 to mark the farewell for one boy. 13-year-old Dominic Handford from Swansea was only able to come to ballet school because his family sold their home to raise the money for the substantial fees. Now that money has run out, so Dominic's time at Elmhurst is coming to an end.
These are my favourites. Yeah, they've been dancing all day and they're quite excited, and they've all got this huge treat here on a pint of Coke. So it's not something they normally have.
I got a bet with Emily. He spent 20 quid, but I won't eat all that with my chopsticks, only pick them 2 grains at a time.
How are you getting on with it?
Not very well. I'll give you 20 quid. No, it's not done a grain at a time, do I think everyone's enjoying being out of school. Over to you, Alfie.
I think the general atmosphere is good. I think some people are getting a little carried away over here. I think the food's very good, and I think it's a great night out, yeah.
Thank you.
Check
that bit out.
What could be better on top of a stomach full of noodles, spring rolls and Coca-Cola than some 10-pin bowling? In his time at the school, Dominic's made good friends, and he will be sorely missed.
The first time everyone heard, there was a lot of, upset people. And I think on the last day, a lot of people will cry. But I think in the future, we'll all see him again.
It's really good fun to come out with my mates. It might be the last time I actually come out for something, when we go to a meal and then we go bowling. So I'm making the most of it whilst I'm here.
using me, so they must be pretty good.
It's March and time for the annual choreography competition. A great chance for children to unleash their creative talents and come up with their own dance arrangements. The audience taking their seats in the theatre are oblivious to what's going on backstage, where nerves are mounting.
So when I open the door, you have to be quiet. We've started. Right, the second people have to be ready. The Year 7 dancing in the park.
Amongst those who've made it to the final is 11-year-old Joseph Fawcett from mid-Wales. His group will be performing a traditional style folk dance, and he's ironing out any last-minute confusion.
No, you see, you're starting to go that way, just go that way. That's the way I'm going.
We're performing a piece called Dancing in the Park, which we all of the people in our group choreographed, not just one choreographer. So yeah, we all took part in it. Bit nervous, but we've had a few rehearsals now, so I sort of know what I'm doing. But I think it's just mainly for fun, so don't get too worried about it. It's not as though, you know, you're going to be expelled or something if you don't win it. He was really good. Yeah, probably the best I've done it so far tonight, luckily.
The atmosphere with the children tonight is electric. They've been building up to this evening for probably the last 3 months, since Christmas. And as it comes up to the big night, and they're going to be in makeup and in costume, demonstrating their work to an audience, you can imagine the excitement backstage, and it's really, really important for them.
Next is Michael's group, dancing a piece they've named Stuck in the Loop.
It's more of a contemporary style of dance. It's about relationships and stuff like that. But yeah, it's different, and I thought it went really well. But now, the next one I'll be in, it's more of like a swing, like just fun piece, yeah. More relaxed and just do whatever, just go for that, yeah.
With the last dance over, it's time for the judges to come to some tough decisions.
Country celebration and Tempest Fugit.
It's been a difficult call for the judges. The lower school has been outstanding, so the prize gets split, with Joseph's group in joint first place. And the winners for the upper school are Michael's group with Stuck in the Loop, choreographed by his friend Ash.
So I went really well. I'm really pleased for Ash because we won. Yeah, really, really pleased for him. Yeah, it was really good. I've enjoyed every minute
of it. But now it's time for Michael to face the real competition. The day for his sixth form auditions have arrived. This is a time in his life where things get serious. A place in the sixth form could be his key to a future in professional ballet.
It's my audition day. It's the final audition, so we'll be doing it with people from the outside as well. So it'll be quite good to see what everyone's like. It's really important because, well, obviously I want to do performing arts, so it'd be really nice to come back here actually because I spent 5 years here already. I know a lot of the teachers now, So yeah, it would be really nice because knowing people helps you a lot as well.
For every sixth form place at Elmhurst, there are 6 people auditioning, so Michael's keeping his options open.
I'll be trying for all sorts of sixth forms. I've got 3 places so far where I still got finals for, but they're definitely all performing arts, like in dance.
While Michael's hoping that he can stay at Elmhurst, another Welsh student knows he has to leave. It's an emotional time for Dominic as he takes his last ever class at Elmhurst. He will now be returning to a normal comprehensive school in Wales, with no ballet on the curriculum.
Next I'm going to the same school as my sister, which is called Ysgol Tregeub. It's where most of my old friends go. All I know is that it's a really good school.
Where are we going to stick in?
His leaving has affected the whole class, so as a special memento to Dominic, they have prepared a surprise.
Shall I put it there?
Yeah. It took ages for me to find Mr. Robinson. Where was he? Dominic, the whole year put together to make this for you. It's just to tell you that we're all going to miss you and make sure you stay in contact.
And we hope you come visit us next term.
Okay, 3 cheers for Dominic, everyone. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! 1 for luck!
His friends will miss Dominic so much, they went to see the school's artistic director, Desmond Kelly, to see if a scholarship could be arranged.
We spoke to Mr. Kelly about whether there was any chance of him getting a scholarship so that he could stay. And Mr. Kelly said that he would love it if Dominic could stay, but the only thing was he didn't have any money for him. Like, he didn't have a scholarship left, but he said he was really going to miss Dominic, and like maybe when he's older, if he came back, they might be able to find a scholarship. The reason we went is because he's a bit like a brother to me, if you know, in some ways, because he shares a room with me, we share all our secrets and jokes and all sorts, things like that. But I think everyone will miss him.
Dominic, you need to get Facebook, okay? Get Facebook.
But you're going to be a
That was one Dominic's one's leg right there.
After a while, you start to feel like everyone around you is part of your family, because it's that in tight, because you like sleep overnight with them and see them every morning, every night. I'm probably going to miss the most my friends, and then secondly the dancing.
It's not only the children that will miss Dominic.
There's a lot of emotion and a lot of weeping, crying, wailing, really, because you just get used to them being here, really, and they're with you all the time, and he'll leave a hole. You know, there'll be a gap here now where he's not here anymore. It's just like part of the family of the house have gone, which he would have done, so.
That's horrible.
Dominic's dad has tried his hardest to realise his son's dream, but after the money ran out, his earnings as a lorry driver could not sustain his son's place at this elite school.
With the sacrifices, we'd done them with our eyes open, we knew what was involved. There's nothing really I would have changed, I would have done the same again, even with the outcome that's happened. I know he will be upset, but I think he'll muddle on and just go back to his old classes and carry on like that.
Next week, Dominic's back at comprehensive school in Wales. And we find out which 2 Welsh children stay to dance another year at the ballet school.
That's at the same time, 7 o'clock next Tuesday here on BBC Two Wales. Next tonight, heading for the Pennines with Wainwright Walks.
Another 4 contestants brave the big black chair in Mastermind in half an hour on BBC Two Wales after our last visit for this series to ballet school.
5 Welsh children share the dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer. They have all given up normal teenage life to attend ballet school.
I'm so lucky just to be here and I have these amazing opportunities, but I still want to get better.
In this series, we follow them through 1 year at the school, a year full of testing situations.
It's kind of frustrating and hard at the same time.
The school demands complete dedication from these young lives, and they have all made sacrifices.
You've got to learn to keep going, because if you really want it, then you'll get it eventually.
And by the end of the year, only 2 of the 5 will remain at the ballet school.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call for the children to come to the stage. Your call, please, for the children. Thank you.
It's the final term at Elmhurst School for Dance in Birmingham. And this time of year, the school is busy preparing for a major event, the summer show. This is a dance extravaganza which stars all the children. Joseph Fawcett is 11 years old and from near Welshpool in Powys. These final summer show rehearsals mark the end of his first year away from home. Joseph might only be 11, but the pressure is already mounting up. On top of these show preparations, he also has end-of-year exams to sit.
We've learned almost everything now. We're just working on the entrances and exits for everything. We've also just this week had our summer end-of-year exams, and so it's been really tiring this week as well because we've just been doing double exams for an hour and a half break, more exams, or a double rehearsal for the summer show. So it's quite tiring.
When Joseph first started at the school last year, he suffered from homesickness. But that's all a distant memory now.
It seems like a different Elmhurst the first term. Each term seems completely different from the one before. It doesn't, in a way it seems like everything's going really quickly, but if I think back to the beginning of term, it's been quite a long time. Everything's changed quite a lot, like doing harder academics and just preparing for the show is completely different from the first term just studying.
Left leg, thank you, Drew. Left leg. So we're now going to do...
Miss Saidi is the ballet teacher in charge of rehearsals for the summer show.
Well, they're doing okay. I mean, it's early days, but we've still got quite a few weeks left, so hopefully. It's a real challenge for them. You know, I'm really pushing them, especially the younger ones. Some of them are doing stuff they don't really do in class yet, so it'll be interesting to see how they rise to the challenge.
As for Joe, I mean, he's a little star in the making. You know, he's got energy for everybody. He's a bright spark. He's super to work with. He's quick. He's on the ball. He's receptive. He's a very giving boy. You know, sometimes boys are a little bit apprehensive to actually perform, whereas Joe isn't. He goes for it, which is fantastic.
Being able to perform in this summer show is especially significant for 15-year-old Adam Russell-Jones from Cardiff. He had an injury that took over a year to heal and meant he had to sit out on last year's show.
It's been a bit of a different year to what you expect. I suppose every year is when you're in a school like this. You get opportunities and opportunities are taken from you because of certain things that happen to you. Because I started off this year being really badly injured, but things are fixed. People help you, and now I'm fine now, better than before probably.
Adam's doing very well, and he's really, you know, he's gaining a lot of strength every day, and he's always on the ball. He's very quick at picking up, so he's good, and it's good for the younger boys because he's a good role model for them to look at and learn from.
Being off dance meant Adam had lots of thinking time, and he began to question whether his future really lay in ballet at all.
Well, there's always thoughts of different paths and things. So I've never really want to be stuck in dance because it can be a bit of a dead end, and I don't want to get stuck just that being my life. But it's something that I really want to do. I'm pretty sure it's something that I really want to do. But I still do want to look into other things. I'm not completely, like 100% sure that this is where I want to be and this is what I want to do.
The summer show gives the children a chance to spread their wings into other forms of dance. Adam's class are learning a flamenco piece for the show, a passionate style that's a marked contrast to the restraint of classical ballet.
Very sort of strong dancing, where you can really show off your strength, and like ballet does that as well, but sometimes it helps you for roles as well. Obviously, if you have to do a sort of Spanish role, there's quite a lot of ballets, so it helps with those sort of things with arms and port de bras and stuff.
This piece they're rehearsing is actually a solo piece, and teacher Anna Garcia has the difficult task of picking just one boy to perform it in the summer show.
How are you?
I'm good.
I have something to tell you. You're doing a solo in the summer show in the flamenco. You are all on your own.
What, the whole thing?
Yeah, all the number. You're going to do it on your own.
Brilliant.
I thought you were going to say, I don't want to. Are you happy?
Yeah, I am happy. That'll be good.
Yeah?
I didn't get to do last ones. That'll be good.
Fantastic. So you know the choreography now.
Yeah.
You know my steps. Now you have to make them yours.
Okay.
You have to adapt them to your body and to your style.
Okay.
And that's the hardest thing, to make them yours. It's very difficult, very different to just executing steps that somebody told you, you know?
Okay.
Yeah? So start thinking about them.
Thanks, Miss Garcia.
You're very welcome.
I'll go back to my job.
Cheers. Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Miss Garcia.
I think he's over the moon. He didn't know what to do with the camera and everything. I thought he wanted to go, "Wah!" But he thought, he didn't expect it.
Back in Wales, it's double PE for Year 8 at Ysgol Tregeeb in Llandelo, but not for 13-year-old Dominic Hanford. His family sold their home in Swansea so he could go to Elmhurst. But the money's run out. So now he's back here practicing his ballet steps in the gym, whilst the others wield their javelins.
My mum's scared that I might probably get injured, like with the javelin. If I throw it, I could probably throw it and it might hit me whilst it's going or something like that. The school gym's much bigger than most of the studios. It's a bit harder because the floors are more slippery because in Elmhurst they use the special type of flooring, so when you're in the pirouette you won't exactly go whoop.
When we're throwing, boys, okay, let's just remember we start off nice and high.
I'm kind of self-correcting myself, so it gives me a chance to tell myself what I'm doing wrong. But if I'm doing something wrong I don't notice, then I don't get someone telling me that. When I'm dancing in here, I usually have a piece of a ballet music in my head for some odd reason. So I'll just basically dance into that. The thing that I'm probably missing the most is my friends. But I still feel like I'm keeping it up. But if I stop for too long, then I would be falling behind, so I'm just keep on dancing.
Leaving Elmhurst was a big blow to Dominic, but the experience of being in a specialist ballet school has not been wasted.
Leaving Elmhurst made me think about how much more I probably need to improve to get more time at another dance school. So now I'm practicing twice as hard, I'd say.
Dominic's big sister Yasmin also attends Ysgol Tregeeb, but she knows for Dominic, entering a normal comprehensive must have been difficult.
I was disappointed for him more because I knew that he loved it in his other school, so then moving back here wouldn't be good for him or anyone.
Yasmin knows that Dominic's determination and passion stands him in good stead for this challenging time in his life.
He does get teased and stuff, but I don't think he really minds because he knows that he likes it and it doesn't matter what anybody else says about it because in the end he's just going to end up doing what he likes.
Although Ysgol Tregeeb doesn't have the opportunities offered by a vocational ballet school, it's been a chance for Dominic to catch up with old friends from his junior school.
The only person I know that likes to do ballet, he's the only friend I've had, likes to do ballet, and every time he comes over my house, he do splits and stuff, and I can't do it, and I can't do it.
You showed off.
Trying to show off, yes. But no, I'm proud of him for what he's accomplished and stuff. And I know when he's older, he's going to be professional and stuff. He's going to be in big theatres. I can't wait to be there sitting watching him.
No free tickets, though.
For 16-year-old Michael Harris from Barry, the end of the summer term means that there is coursework to finish and exams to sit.
That guy's a saint to us.
It hasn't been too bad because we have time to revise, so they cut the dance classes down a bit so they're not too worn out. Well, so far it's been alright. I've got maths tomorrow and then geography and one more French and then I'm finished.
But the most important examination for Michael came at the end of last term, when he had to do an audition to determine whether he was going to get into the sixth form at Elmhurst.
That's it. Keep the hands. Yes. Mind the fifths. Keep the fifths.
When Michael finally got the result of his audition, it was not good news. Despite his undoubted talent and hard work, he failed to win a place.
I was upset when I found out, so I was upset at that point, and I was just didn't know. I was a bit confused. That's what I was doing.
Yes.
The world of professional ballet is tough, and decisions taken at Elmhurst are not always based on how well a pupil can dance.
Michael Harris is a really good dancer, but this illustrates the fact of not growing. Michael is very small. So, nobody's pretending that coming into a school like this is going to be easy. It's damn hard work, and Michael's worked really hard, but hasn't grown. And it's part of my responsibility to channel the talent he undoubtedly has in the right direction. So theoretically, it would be really cruel for me to keep him here, knowing, and I've had a lot of experience, knowing that Michael would probably not get a big job in a classical ballet company.
Yes! Again.
Fortunately, his audition for the Millennium Performing Arts School in London did go well.
Okay.
Going to a new school, it's more of a musical theatre school, so I'll be doing ballet, but it's more for musical theatre and stuff like that. Here you do jazz and stuff like that, but this year you haven't done much jazz, and I've done contemporary a lot, but I just want to try something else, so I'd rather just do everything, so then I could just choose what I like the best.
So Michael's dream of being a classical ballet dancer may be over, but the hope of being a dancer is still very much alive.
And we'll start with your left foot, so dégagez devant, and one. And
Rebecca Hall is 16 and from Chepstow. She's been doing ballet since she was a little girl, but the rigours of ballet are so gruelling that she developed a recurring ankle injury and is undertaking rehab classes.
It's going well so far. I've only done a few days, but it feels fine and the rest of my body feels fine, so I've got to continue my strengthening and hopefully I'll be back ready for next term.
That's it, yes, because that's going to help you with your point work if you get used to lengthening those toes. Okay, right. When you were doing this, it's much better because I just want you always to keep thinking about pulling the legs away from the pelvis all the time. So the distance between...
One of the hardest things Rebecca has to cope with is missing out on the excitement of the summer show because of her injury.
Because there's a summer show coming up which I won't be involved in or anything, but it has made me feel better starting dance again, because obviously it's not nice to see everyone else dancing and you're not.
Up, 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 up. That's better, yes. Big difference.
As the end of the school year approaches, there's a flurry of special events at the ballet school. For Michael, there's a party with a twist.
Right then, who needs new cutlery?
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. The idea is it's a role reversal for the pupils to be able to have a meal, and we're going to act as their waiters for the evening. So instead of, the teacher being in charge, I suppose they're the clientele if they were at a restaurant and we were the waiters at that restaurant.
No. You do it.
Being a dance school, once the music starts, the inevitable happens. Michael has been with the same close-knit group of friends for 5 years now, and they're not looking forward to being split up once the school year ends. It's hard to say goodbye, but Michael is looking forward to his new life in London and the challenge of being at a different school.
When Mike told us he was going to Millennium, we were all in the upstairs common room, and we all piled on him and was, saying well done and everything. And was all screaming and running around the house kind of thing, saying well done. And we was really happy for him, all of us. But, it's still upsetting at the same time that, obviously because of the 5 years that he's going kind of thing.
It's been good, especially, you don't get much freedom here. But what we, because our year is quite crazy. We make it fun with what we can do. Millennium's like a whole different school. It's this is focused on ballet here, not as much as jazz and musical theatre. But at Millennium, it's more musical theatre than it would be ballet. So it's a big change, and that's what I want really.
The celebrations go on into the night, and Joseph Fawcett's year are allowed to stay up late, so they don't miss out on the end-of-year partying.
It doesn't actually seem that long ago since the first day when I was here. At the beginning, I was quite kind of nervous, not really knowing what to do. I think I've changed in becoming more confident in what I think and say, and my kind of idea of life in general, and more confident dancing, definitely. I definitely feel like coming here has been the right thing to do. It's kind of made me more aware of the world. Yeah, it's been a really good experience. I'm really glad that I've come to learn dance here.
After leaving Elmhurst, Dominic Handford returned to his old ballet classes in Bedworth Community Centre, but it means he's the only boy dancing in an all-girls class.
I have to do the girl types of exercises, but only make them more boys-ish. It's very hard because I have to come straight back from school, get changed as fast as I can, then hop in the car. Today we was rushing because I got back car was halfway down the drive, so I just had to hop in and get changed on the way up. So it's kind of frustrating and hard at the same time.
For Dominic's dad, it's back to the same old routine they followed before Dominic got his place in Elmhurst.
It was quite upsetting when he had to leave because, you know, it made me feel like a failure because he hasn't done anything wrong. He's worked his hardest, and due to the fact that I couldn't get enough money, so it made me feel as if I'm failing him. The problem is with Dominic, he doesn't really show his emotions a lot. You'll ask him, how do you feel? Yeah, fine, will be the answer, and whether he must be feeling it, but he won't show it to you.
Before leaving Elmhurst, Dominic took auditions at other vocational ballet schools and failed to win a funded place. But unexpectedly, the family have heard from the Hampson School in Chester that Dominic has been offered a place in September.
I was slightly worried that maybe I won't get into another dance school and I'd blow my chance. But I felt that when I came out of the Harmon audition, I felt that it went really well. And I was sure that I probably had got it. And then I found out then that I had got in. So I was really happy and I just can't wait to go.
When he gets picked for another school and told yes, you think to yourself, well, he must be good, otherwise he must have some talent, otherwise why would they want him? So yeah, it's a great feeling to know that it's not just, mum and dad thinking their child is great.
I'm really happy that I've got into Hammond's because I'll be able to keep up my ballet and hopefully become a professional ballet dancer.
It's the day of the summer show, and the audience for tonight's performance will consist of parents who have come to see their children dance before taking them home. But with only minutes to go, all is not well backstage. The hall has been used for the school prize giving, and it's had an undesirable effect on the stage.
Well, we've just discovered that the stage is really quite scarily slippy, so the crew are just going over it with some alcohol to try and take up what we think is possibly polish from shoes, outdoor shoes. So it's just a bit of an emergency, and we're hoping that we can rectify it in the next couple of minutes.
A liberal dose of alcohol and rosin is applied to the stage, and the dancers are asked to test the footing to see if it's safe.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, nobody falls over.
For some of those taking the stage tonight, this will be the last time they ever dance at Elmhurst. But for one dancer, missing the summer show has meant time to reflect on her future. Rebecca Hoare's injury meant she was never going to dance tonight, but what nobody knew was that she had decided to leave Elmhurst.
I made the decision myself because I've been really enjoying the past few weeks in the rehab classes. Because they were individual, because I'm the only one in the upper school rehab classes at the moment. And I've responded well to the intensive individual attention. And I'd like to continue with that, definitely, for the next year. I need to get my dance physique back, and especially my confidence.
Despite her decision to leave, Rebecca still believes that once she is fully fit, she can still become a professional ballet dancer.
You've got to learn to keep going, because if you really want it, then you'll get it eventually. I will miss everyone very much, because I've got a lot of good friends up here, but I'll be back and forth anyway. But I've really enjoyed my time here.
Having spent over a year out with injury, Adam's chance to dance a solo at the summer show is a clear sign that he is back on the road to a career in ballet.
It's a bit nerve-wracking. You're on your own when you're doing a solo, so you haven't got any more support. I don't know, when you're doing it, it's not as bad as you'd think. You just sort of get into it. You feel more comfortable the more you do it.
When Adam was injured, he considered giving up dance, but now he is back and is determined to carry on.
I'm pretty sure that ballet is the style of dance that I want to do, but I still want to get better and I still want to keep striving. I just think I'm so lucky just to be here and I have these amazing opportunities.
So of the 5 Welsh dancers who started the year at the ballet school, only Adam and Joseph will still be here next year. As the curtain comes down for the last time on this eventful year at the ballet school, the children can't contain their excitement any longer. For some, the night is tinged with sadness, as they realise that this is the last time they will dance together at the school. But the year ends on a happy note for Rebecca, who has been offered a rehabilitation place at the prestigious Legat School in Sussex next year. So with Dominic going to Hammond, it means that the dream of dancing for a living goes on for all 5 young Welsh dancers.
That was our final visit to ballet school, and later tonight we'll be having our first visit to the new Hotel Stephanie. Is the middle of a recession the right time to launch a new luxury?
5 Welsh children share the dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer. They've all given up normal teenage life to attend ballet school.
You need to be passionate about it. You need to really want it.
In this series, we follow them through 1 year at the school. A year full of testing situations.
Is it hurting? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a bit of pain. It's just really annoying. I can't really relax my foot properly yet.
The school demands complete dedication from these young lives, and they have all made sacrifices.
I kind of feel a bit guilty if they have to sell the house so I can come here. But I'm kind of glad that they did it so I can try to fulfill my dream.
And by the end of the year, only 2 of the 5 will still remain at the ballet school.
For the children to come to the stage. Your call, please, for the children. Thank you.
It's the start of the new school year at Elmhurst School for Dance, tucked away in a quiet corner of Birmingham. Children from all over the world come here in the hope of making it as top-class ballet dancers. The autumn term means they've got a full year of this tough regime ahead, and already the demands are taking their toll.
We got the bus at 7 o'clock this morning, and then breakfast is 7 till 8, so we'll eat at about 30:30.
We start school at 20 to 9.
We have to do 4.5 hours of ballet and, 5 hours of academic work as well.
We finish at 6:05, so it's a long day.
Physically and mentally tired.
Absolutely shattered.
Tiring, and you get very hungry. Since I came here, I have been eating quite a lot more. It's very nice, but I can't feel my moments.
This year will define the futures of all our young dancers and determine which of them will pursue their dream of dancing professionally. Dominic Handford is from Swansea and is having to celebrate his 13th birthday away from home. His family were desperate for him to come here to fulfill his dream of becoming a ballet dancer.
Okay, so we'll have a happy birthday now.
I love that game.
Happy birthday, Happy birthday, Dominic!
Dominic's route into ballet was far from usual.
I watched a programme once I was a little kid called Angelina Ballerina, and I suddenly got interested into that. I like the idea of the boys in the background, the boy mice in the background dancing, So I wanted to start dancing.
But standing out from the crowd meant things weren't always easy for Dominic.
Everyone was keep on calling me ballet boy, and they was keep on acting all silly, pretending to do ballet moves and all that. And then I just felt like I can't do it if that's how people was going to treat me. Then I got over that and I ignored them and all that, which I'm glad that I did that because I ended up here.
But Dominic's passion alone couldn't secure his future as a dancer. His father's earnings as a lorry driver were not enough to meet the fees, so his parents took the extraordinary step of selling the family home so that Dominic could go to ballet school.
I kind of feel a bit guilty about that, but I'm kind of glad that they did it so I can come here as well. So I'm kind of like glad but disappointed. Disappointed that I made them sell the house so I can come here. Because they sold the house so I can come here, but then if I don't become a famous old ballet dancer when I'm older, I'll feel kind of miserable because I made them sell a house for me to go and try to fulfill my dream.
Because it's his birthday, Dominic makes sure he talks to his mum.
Pardon? Yes. It's really fun. Really. Yeah, Mr. Hampson said I was doing quite good. Yes, this man.
5, 6, 7, 8.
But Dominic is not the only one with something to celebrate. Good news has come through for another Welsh pupil. It's the results of an audition with the Birmingham Royal Ballet.
We have big news.
What?
Tell them your big news.
Well, I'm in the Nutcracker with the BRB.
Joseph Fawcett is 11 years old and from near Welshpool in Powys. Getting the news is exciting, but the daunting prospect of performing with a professional company like the Birmingham Royal Ballet means that nerves soon start to surface. So Joseph seeks advice from his roommate.
It's really nerve-wracking, but after the first few seconds it kicks in that you've heard a really great company.